you know, having your mum and dad.
Yeah. No sense of yours getting back together, then?
Don't see it happening, no.
Well, I know what it's like.
Oh, no, you can't. How can you?
Well, my mum was married before, you know. When she left him, I felt just like you do, for years. I'd lost my dad. Well, he was my dad as far as I knew.
How do you mean?
Well, then she married Jack. Turned out that he was my dad. My real dad, you know. Sandy and I still used to go and see him, though. We were really cut up about it. For ages after we knew.
That's awful. I mean...
No, it's a closed book now, Kathy. It's all water under the bridge.
Well, my brother spends a lot of time at Dad's place, so... I suppose we're split up too, aren't we?
Yeah. Well, they never think about us, do they? Well, that's that. What's next? Can you remember?
No.
No.
There. She likes her milk, doesn't she? Yeah. You like your milk?
Yeah. She looks radiant. Don't think I've ever seen her look so well.
And I thought it was just me being biased.
Not at all, Jack. Robert, too. It's astonishing how quickly they change, isn't it? He seems twice the size he was last week.
Yeah, and twice as vocal, eh, Mark?
He lets you know he's around.
Mind you, to be fair, he has learned some other noises apart from the statutory scream. He's got this sort of strangled squeal every time you bounce him up and down on your knee. And then there's a noise he makes that sounds like a cross between somebody with a bad head cold and a little old man muttering to him. And then there's a noise he makes when he thinks he's really going to let him rip. But he's not quite sure just how angry he really is.
You love every minute of it.
Aye, I do.
But it'll not take you a couple of minutes to see what I mean.
Well, you've got to admit Joe's changed, Ma. Business comes before anything now.
I suppose you have to if you want to get on. Sometimes.
And he has got on. He's never satisfied. Looks like he never will be.
That's not fair, Jack.
Yeah, all right. I mean, I know he'll be there on Sunday. Of course he will. But he'll be squeezed in between doing the paperwork for NY Estates and some, no doubt, earth-shattering phone call to the office. I mean, is that what his family's become? Just a memorandum in his diary for a secretary to remind him about? I mean, up there in those office blocks, have they forgotten what Sunday is? Have they bought Joe's life 7 days a week?
I don't know the answer to that, Jack. But I hope not, for Joe's sake. Well, I'm going up.
Night, Ma.
Night.
We both love you, you know.
And each other, I hope.
Oh, you're not still worried about Sunday?
Not worrying, Sandy. I'm just checking it, that's all.
Ah, well, don't stop us all night checking, will you? Night.
Sorry I couldn't get here sooner.
Any joy?
Not a lot, no. Very tricky situation. No point not being frank. Could go either way.
You mean there's a chance Golding might sell?
Oh, he's adamant about not selling, as we thought.
What's the snag?
Snag is, Jack. He suspects he could be persuaded.
How do you mean?
Well, the situation he's in. His heart's not too clever. Nor his wife. However, I've given him an idea how he can keep the place running in spite of his health. Let Karen run it.
What was his reaction to that?
Well, he said he'd think it over. But it's a rotten decision for him. And an important one and all.
Yeah, and to the rest of us.
Right. You can't expect a man at his time of life and a semi-invalid to consider that as number one priority. Eh? We've got to keep a close eye on things, Jack. I'm afraid there's a chink in his armour. And if Joe spots it, he could prise a way through it. There'll be naught to stop him. Except you.